Good morning and welcome to KTN Mid Morning. My name is Koi. Now, your wedding day should be the happiest and most romantic day of your life. It's the day when both of you make your commitment to each other and let the world know of your love. That day should be perfect in every way and be full of happy memories, which you both will cherish for many, many years to come. Now, to achieve this takes a lot of hard work, careful planning, and organization, and there's no better way than to allow a skilled professional to help you make sure that everything runs as smoothly as you would like. Now, speaking of skilled professionals, let's talk to the founder of House in Bloom on Mid Morning Lifestyle, coming up next.
This is one of Julie Kihara's favorite things: flowers, flowers, and more flowers.
I had worked in a bank previously as a PA to the MD, and it was time for me to move on to something else after the bank going underground. So I decided to start something new. And when I was going through the paper, I saw like a floral club, and I decided to make a call and find out what they do and how can I join the floral club, because the flowers, they look stunning. So when I called, the number is when they told me I can train in floristry. So I asked them, where can I do it? Then they told me there is a certain lady, an Asian lady, who does it. And I called her. She was very good and a very elderly lady who has been able to nurture me to this growth. And so I went and trained as just a florist who was supplying flowers to the offices. And I got a few clientele, that is about 2,000 by then. And every morning I would do my supplies, and in between that time, before the bank had gone down, I was still going to my workplace and be productive, because I would do it very early in the morning. Then after, when it collapsed, now I went into serious business. Then I started doing some dry flowers for my fellow ladies who are my very good friends. So I would go take a dry flower, drink a cup of tea, and go home and be home early for my husband, and it was nice for me. Then I started at the back of my house, and my dad-in-law happily came and built for me a small flower shop with offcuts, and he was very supportive. And I started there, so I would do my arrangements there until 2000, when I managed to open the flower shop in town on Twiga Towers on the ground floor.
Julie's clients have been essential to her business, so much so that the belief one client had in her capabilities gave her the aha moment that is now House in Bloom. And good fortune has followed her and been the foundation and reputation of her business. And
this particular time, there was a gentleman who was getting married. One day he came to my shop and he asked me, Julie, I want you to do my wedding at Karen Brixen. And then he said, I have to pay another company to supply me with tents. I have to pay another person to do the food. I have to pay this other person to do this for me. But Julie, here is the money. He brought the money with an envelope, and he told me, Julie, I want you to coordinate for me everything. So I asked him, Chris, surely, how can you ask me to coordinate for you about tents and what have you? I don't do that. He just told me, Julie, you will do it for me. I know I don't have time, and you're the only person I can trust. I don't know any other supplier. And I know you that you're very good in flowers, and therefore everything will come out the way I can see it in the album. And from then on, I said, wait a minute, why do I send when my brides come here, I send to Sijui who in Hurlingham for cake, and to I don't know who for this and that and the other for the tents? And why don't I become a one-stop shop? When they come, they sit here, and I am able to give them everything they require. Yeah. So that's the way I started becoming more of a one-stop shop. You come in, you get us, we give you a tent, we give you chairs. And because of that expansion, I decided, let me open my other office in Westlands, where at least, because there's one thing I didn't ever want to think about, is that when I'm sleeping, I'm waiting for a tent to arrive, because they had a previous setup of anything of the kind. So I told God, I don't want to ever ever store the tents in my residence, because my home is where I want to go and rest.
The flower and function vendor business is one with a lot of competition. How has Julie ensured that she stays at the top of her game?
One thing I do is that I buy a lot of magazines, and also I travel quite a bit. Like I go a lot in China and Dubai and even South Africa every now and then to be able to advance my ideas. And I'm also my clientele. A lot of them, they come from the US and wherever, and some of them, they know what they want. House in Blue, even if you bring anything on paper, whatever kind of idea you have, however crazy it is, we're able to turn your dream into reality. Then when I opened, I had to get a receptionist. Then I got a driver and a van, and also I got an additional florist, just in case the other florist falls sick. Then I have somebody to be able to sit in for, because I couldn't be able to handle all the work by myself. Then with time now, when I started doing now the office plants and the plants maintenance, when I built in a greenhouse for the potted plants, I had to get somebody who has the expertise of taking care of the plants and nurturing them. Also someone polishing the plants in the offices like Coca-Cola, and just making sure that if the plants wilt, we're able to change without complaint. And I grew. So one of the best thing is to grow just slowly. Yeah, don't rush. And after some time now, when you perfect, and what I've done is that make sure that I open a department, I perfect it, then I move to another department, I perfect it. And then what has happened is that all the departments are different. You find the florists they are not even here setting up the tents, because they are at the flower shop, because people are still calling for flowers delivery in hospitals, and they are still organizing to do the office arrangements for delivery on Monday, 8 o'clock. So I don't mix the stuff. So I make sure that one big department, if it's the cake department, there are people who have that specialty and they run with it, and that's only what they do. If it's the tent department, there are guys who are able to put the lights. I even have a lighting guy who his work is anything to do with electricity. So he does all the lightings, you do all the floodlights, and we don't mix him with anything because you get confused.
This rosy business has not been without its thorns.
Some of the challenges sometimes is, especially I guess in venues. You can go to a venue, there are some venues in this town where they insist that we cannot be able to set it a certain time. We can't set up on a Tuesday, and maybe you are setting up a dome, and dome requires a lot of time. You have a whole day to load, plus delivering, and maybe put it on the ground. The following day, all the boys come back to the site so that they can be able to peg the pegs so that they can be able to put the dome up. So that's another day. Then there's another day for the drapery, like the way we've done the drapery here, and the lighting. Then there's another day for arranging the tables and arranging the chairs, and the day now for the putting up the flowers. So it's very frustrating because sometimes we can't understand, and they start insisting to the clientele that they need to pay like an extra day to have another day on their venue, and it's very expensive for the bride or groom or the corporate function that they have on that site. Sometimes maybe a certain kind of flower, there's a time like now we can't get orchids. So if you come to me, maybe you had come to me from last year and maybe told me, Julie, I wanted my bridal bouquet to have an orchid. Maybe I'll tell you, yeah, I will be able to I'll quote for you. And if you pay in advance, come that time, maybe there's no orchid. If you're a bride who doesn't understand that there's always a time where this flower disappears from growing or something like that, then it's very difficult for me to make you happy. But some of the brides are very nice. They are always willing, and as long as you can be able to come up with another concept that is very similar to what they are looking for, they are fine with it.
House in Bloom by any other name would smell as sweet. And Julie, its perfume, intends to continue keeping rainy days looking bright and feeling warm.
What gives me most joy is when I make somebody happy and when I turn their dream into reality.
House in Bloom was founded by Julie Kihara in 1998 with the aim of delivering happiness and love with just a basket of flowers. Who knew that such a simple idea would result into such a successful events company? Midmorning at standardmedia.co.ke is our contact. Do not forget to check out our Facebook page. It's called KTN Midmorning. Drop in a comment and like the page if you enjoy the features. It's goodbye for now.